Children, in this lecture we will discuss decomposition reactions. Decomposition reactions are chemical reactions in which a compound decomposes to give two new elements. So according to definition, in decomposition reaction, after decomposition, a compound gives two new elements. Okay, let AB is a compound, and after decomposition, it will get converted in the form of one element and another element. Okay, bacho. For example, if this HgO is heated, it gets converted in the form of two different elements. This is mercury and this is oxygen. Okay, so in decomposition reaction, a compound after decomposition can form two new elements. Second point, a compound decomposes to give a new compound and element. So if AB is a hypothetical compound, so after decomposition, what will happen? It will get converted in the form of a new compound plus a new element. For example, here if potassium nitrate KNO3 is heated, it converted in the form of potassium nitrite, which is a compound, and oxygen, which is an element. So in decomposition reaction, a compound after decomposition can form a new compound with an element. Okay, bacho. Then next is a compound also decomposes to give two new compounds. So a compound can also form two new compounds. Okay, so formation of two new compounds from a compound is also considered as a decomposition reaction. Now, examples of such decomposition reaction, examples related to this third point. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. Thermal decomposition of oxides, hydroxides, carbonates and nitrates. So these all are compounds, different type of inorganic compounds. Oxides are the compounds of different elements with oxygen. Hydroxides are the compounds in which OH group is present. Carbonates are the compound in which carbonate ions present. And the nitrates are having nitrate ion. Okay, so these all are the compounds of metals. So we can say that metallic oxides, metallic hydroxides, metallic carbonates and metallic nitrates. So we are going to study the decomposition of these compounds. Main compounds: oxides, hydroxides, carbonates and nitrates. Okay, students. So first reaction regarding oxides. So potassium to copper is stable to heat, means oxides of potassium to copper. Now where this sequence is given, potassium to copper, so this sequence is given here. In this series is known as metal activity series, and At the top of this activity series, potassium is there, and at the last, aurum is there. So the reactivity of metals decreases from up to down in this series. So on the basis of this series, you can say that potassium is the most active or reactive metal, whereas aurum is the least reactive or active metal. Okay, students. So when we are going to discuss these all reactions here, we will consider it against to this metal activity series. Okay, students. So oxides of potassium to copper stable to heat. So if we check this activity series, potassium is here and copper is here. So from potassium to copper, these all oxides are stable for the heat. Means we cannot decompose oxides of these all metals by heating. Okay, students, we cannot decompose oxides of metals from potassium to copper by heating. But Hg and Ag give metal and oxygen after decomposition. Which metals? Mercury and silver gives metal and oxygen. Example, when HgO is heated, it decomposed in the form of mercury and oxygen. So metallic oxides after decomposition forming two new elements. In these elements, one is related metal and the next is oxygen. Okay, students. So this mercury oxide, here the valency of mercury is 2. That is why we can write it as mercury 2 oxide. Mercury 2 oxide. Okay, students. So we taken mercury 2 oxides, and residue which is formed here is mercury. This is residue, solid will form, and this is a gas. Okay, students. So residue mercury will form here. Now next is hydroxides, potassium, sodium is stable to heat. So potassium and sodium hydroxides are stable, but calcium to copper hydroxides after decomposition forming metal oxide and water. Okay, students. So calcium to copper. So you can check in this activity series, where is calcium? Calcium is here, and calcium to copper. So metal from calcium to copper, oxides of these hydroxides of these metals, when heated, get converted in the form of metal oxide and water. So when we are heating calcium hydroxide, it get converted in the form of calcium oxide and water. So substance which we taken here is calcium hydroxide, and residue which we are going to obtain here is calcium oxide. This is calcium oxide. Okay, students. So next example is ferric hydroxide. Ferric hydroxide, and on heating it produces Fe2O3, means ferric oxide, or you can say iron 3 oxide. Okay, iron 3 oxide. So ferric oxide, iron 3 oxide plus water. So iron 3 oxide is residue which is formed when we are heating iron 3 iron 3 hydroxide, means ferric hydroxide. Next type of compounds which are given here are carbonates. So potassium and sodium carbonates are stable to heat. It means they will not decompose when these will heated. Calcium 2 copper give metal oxide plus CO2. Okay students, so calcium 2 copper in metal active series, but calcium 2 copper. So this is calcium, this is copper. So from here to here, metallic carbonate after decomposition will form metallic oxide plus carbon dioxide, metal oxide and carbon dioxide. For example, when calcium carbonate is heated, it gets converted in the form of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So from one particular compound, after decomposition, two new compounds are formed. So substance which we taken is calcium carbonate, and residue which is formed here is calcium oxide, and this is CO2, which is a gas. In the case of copper carbonate, copper oxide and carbon dioxide will form. Copper carbonate will give copper oxide and carbon dioxide. The next point, mercury and silver give metal, CO2 and oxygen. So carbonate of mercury and silver on heating gives metal, CO2 and oxygen. For example, when mercury carbonate is heated, it forms mercury as residue, CO2 which is a gas, and O2 which is again a gas. So a reactant which we taken here is mercury 2 carbonate, and the residue which is formed here is mercury. Okay students, the next reaction for nitrates. So potassium and sodium nitrates give nitrite and oxygen. For example, potassium nitrate when heated, it forms potassium nitrite and oxygen. So potassium nitrite is a compound and oxygen is an element. Okay, what is the formula of potassium nitrate? It is KNO3, and potassium nitrate is reactant substance, and the residue which is formed here is potassium nitrite. So you can see that potassium nitrate is having NO3 as negative ion, and potassium nitrite is having NO2 minus as negative ion. Now next is calcium 2 copper. So calcium 2 copper metals which are present here in activity series from calcium 2 copper give metal oxide plus NO2 means nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Okay students, so example, calcium nitrate when heated, it is forming calcium oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. So the substance which taken here is calcium nitrate, and the residue which is formed here is calcium oxide. This is residue. This is a gas, a reddish brown gas, nitrogen dioxide, and this is again a gas, colorless, odorless gas. Now next is mercury and silver. Mercury and silver give metal, NO2 and O2 after decomposition. So when mercury or silver nitrate, any of this is heated, they converted in the form of metal, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Example is given here, silver nitrate when heated, it converted in the form of silver, NO2 and O2. So silver is residue which is formed here. Silver is residue, NO2, nitrogen dioxide, is a gas, and O2 again a gas. Okay, students. So this is regarding to this decomposition reaction. Now from here we are moving to next page. Now some more example of decomposition reactions are given here. So decomposition reactions, other examples. And this reaction is very important reaction. Heat on ammonium dichromate. So when ammonium dichromate is heated, it is forming chromic oxide, Cr2O3, water and N2. Okay, so ammonium dichromate, an orange compound. This is an orange compound, and after decomposition, how it is decomposing here? It decomposes violently with flashes of light, leaving a green residue of chromic oxide. Okay, so orange colored ammonium dichromate after heating is forming green color residue of chromic oxide. Okay, so what change you are observing here when ammonium dichromate is heated? So your observation will be that orange colored reactant substance get converted in the form of green colored residue. Okay, students. So this reaction is very important. In number of ways it can be asked to you in your question paper, in test paper. So you have to answer accordingly, and mainly in the terms of observation. So the question might be in the terms of that what will you observe when you will heat ammonium dichromate. So what will you observe? You will observe that orange colored mass get converted into green colored mass. Now next reaction which is given here is heat on hydrated substances. So what happens when we heat any hydrated substance? It get converted in the form of anhydrous substance first, and on further heating it decomposed. Okay, students. So always a hydrated substance first converted in the form of dehydrated substance, and if we are going to heat it further, it will decompose and form new compounds. Okay, students. So for example, copper sulfate pentahydrate, 5 water molecules are present, pentahydrate. So copper sulfate pentahydrate, when heated it converted in the form of anhydrous copper sulfate plus 5H2O. On further heating, dehydrated copper sulfate converted in the form of copper oxide plus SO2 plus O2. Okay, students. So hydrated copper sulfate, blue in color, and this is white in color, and this is black in color. So on heating hydrated copper sulfate, what will you observe? You will observe that white colored substance is formed, and when white colored copper sulfate is heated, it get decomposed in a black colored residue, plus a gas with suffocating odor is formed. Suffocating odor. Okay, students. So SO2 is having suffocating odor. A suffocating odor gas is formed, plus O2 will be there. The next heading is thermal dissociation. So it is a decomposition reaction in which a substance dissociates into two or more simpler substances on application of heat. Okay, so thermal dissociation is same like to thermal decomposition, but what is the difference here? The difference is that thermal decomposition is irreversible process, whereas thermal dissociation is a reversible process. So thermal decomposition is an irreversible reaction or change, whereas thermal dissociation is a reversible change. For example, when ammonium chloride is heated, it gets converted in the form of ammonia and HCl gas, hydrogen chloride gas. And when these two gases again cooled, they form ammonium chloride. Okay, students. So this reaction is taking place in forward direction and also in backward direction on a particular condition. The next example is thermal dissociation of dinitrogen tetroxide. So dinitrogen tetroxide after decomposition is forming NO2, nitrogen dioxide, and it is also a reversible change. Thermal dissociation, unlike thermal decomposition, is a reversible reaction. Okay, students. The next heading is electrolytic decomposition. So this is the decomposition which is taking place in the passage of or in the presence of electric current. So the decomposition reaction which are taking place in the presence of electrical energy or electrical current are known as electrolytic decomposition. And the most common and famous example, popular example is electrolytic decomposition of acidified water. So when we pass electricity with acidified water, it gets decomposed in hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so in hydrogen and oxygen. So with the help of these two gases, water molecules are formed, and when water is decomposed, it converted in its constituent gases. Next is photochemical decomposition. So the decomposition reactions which are taking place in the presence of light are known as photochemical decomposition. And the photochemical decomposition of silver salts and hydrogen peroxide. So silver salt like AgCl, when it is placed in the presence of light, it converted in the form of Ag and Cl2. Cl2 is a gas. So Ag will be residue. Same way, when hydrogen peroxide is come in the contact of light, it get decomposed in the form of water and oxygen. So water is a compound and oxygen is an element, also a gas. Then last point, decomposition reactions in metallurgy. An important step in the extraction of metals from its ore is to convert the concentrated ore to its oxide. So what is metallurgy? Metallurgy is the combined process of number of physical and chemical changes through which we form or we extract metals, pure metal from its ore. Okay, students. So metallurgy is a combined complicated form of number of physical and chemical process with the help of which we form pure metal from its ore. So when we try to extract out a metal from its ore, so what we do in that process, we convert we convert concentrated ore to its oxide. What we do? We convert concentrated ore to its oxide, and this process is called calcination. Okay, students. So the concentration carbonate ore, concentrated carbonate ore is heated in a limited supply of air at a temperature not sufficient to melt the ore. The process converts the ore to its oxide, which is easy to reduce. Okay, so in calcination, most of the time we convert a carbonate ore into its oxide. So when we take a concentrated carbonate ore and heat it in a limited supply of oxygen at the temperature below to its melting point, then it get converted in the form of metallic oxide. Okay, students. So what is the process of calcination? Calcination is the process when we convert a carbonate metallic ore in its oxide below to melting point of the ore. Okay, so this conversion is known as calcination. For example, zinc carbonate is converted in the form of zinc oxide. So we have to heat zinc carbonate below to its melting temperature to convert in zinc oxide and CO2. So this conversion will be known as calcination. Ferrous carbonate is get converted in the form of ferrous oxide and CO2. Okay, and these oxides, these metallic oxides, are reduced to metals with the help of some reducing agents like carbon or coke or carbon monoxide. Okay, so in the method of metal extraction, which is known as metallurgy, why we converting carbonate ore in the oxide form? Because oxides can be easily reduced with the help of reducing agents in the form of related metals. Okay, students. So जो oxides हम यहाँ form करेंगे metallic oxides, we will reduce these oxides with the help of reducing metals in the form of related metal. Okay, students. So in this lecture, up to here only. Thank you.